What's up, everyone? Remember me? Hey, look what's in the background. Hold on. I gotta shut that fan off. I'm doing body work on the body for the Dragster. I promised someone the other day after I posted up some pictures on Facebook and Instagram that I would do a video update on the Dragster and kind of fill you guys in where I'm at. Like I said, I posted up some photos. This is it in the background. We'll do a walk around. I'll show you guys all of the work that's been done since the last video, which, to be honest with you, was a long time ago. I don't even know when it was. This is what I'm working on. That's the Blomberg Coopster, what was at one point formerly known as the Blomberg Coupe, which the roof was cut off by Bob himself in, I think, 1978, 1979. I have pencil sketch drawings of Bob's creation when he was converting the car into a roadster at that time, which was something people did, as we all know. The backstories, most of you guys know, I bought this, I think, during COVID-ish. And didn't really know what I was going to do with it, but, it was a hot rod with Massachusetts hot rod history. And, a lot of us guys have soft spots for cars with history. And had to have it. I went and got it. And it sat on the shelf for years and years and years. And didn't know what to do with it. Tried selling it. Nobody wanted to, pull the trigger on it. Hell, I didn't even have a single person come and look at it. So that story was quickly written off to sell it. And I was inspired last year. Well, I've always kind of wanted to build some type of a dragster. You follow these hot rods long enough and you start seeing all the creations that these kids built back in the day. And, I think things just kind of naturally progress or escalate, and you go from whatever, T's, A's to 32s, 34s, to eventually, I don't know, just kind of keep evolving or growing or whatever you want to call it. And some of us have dumb ideas to spend our entire lives in the garage and build hot rods. So I decided to build a dragster. I decided to use the coupe body to build that dragster. The dragster itself is built, which you can see again behind me. I will show you that in a minute. And so that's it. That's what's going on. So obviously there's been a lot of work been done on the project, on the dragster since the last video. Apologize for that, but just kind of life. Life has a way of changing your direction, or what your path or what your plans are, and what you think they are. And a lot of times you don't really have a whole lot of control of it. So, but in any event, the dragster, let's go. I actually filmed this video the other day, but I filmed it with my phone vertical because it's been so long since I've done a video. And I went to throw it into my editing software and it said, this video's format is the wrong way. So, for any of you new guys, new people watching the channel, if someone's popping on this video now because they saw the thumbnail, my name's Mike. I build old hot rods. The channel is This Old Hot Rod. And I started building a 29 sedan about 10 years ago. Actually never finished it, still in the garage. Bought a Model 8 coupe, rebuilt it, did a bunch of stuff to that, sold that. Built other cars over the years. I currently have a 34 5-window coupe. Tons of videos on that. That's got an Oldsmobile in it with a 4-speed and a Tri-5 Chevy rear axle with 411s, 410s, something like that. Got an old GMC, 62 GMC pickup that I drive literally every single day. That's my daily driver for work. It's my work truck. And I also have a 27T Roadster with a flathead 3-speed banjo, kind of, the whole bit. So, and then I decided to build this dragster. So let's take a walk. All right. So you guys saw the beginning of this. There's still some things that need to be done. on the car. I haven't tightened down the bolts that hold the rear axle. I have not finalized the triangulation and the squaring of the front axle yet at this point. I'm waiting to, actually, you know what? I could have done that by now. I just didn't do it. I need to get some hardened steel, some hardened bolts, some grade 8 bolts for that, for the front spring mount. So this is literally just sitting there. So front to back, I guess we got a 33 to 36 front axle that I drilled. It's dropped 5 inches. Old chrome front spring, 40 Ford style wheels. It's got double white wall motorcycle tires on it. Those tires are getting removed. I'm going to have black walls on it, front and rear. You can see that. Those are 510/16s. I got a set of 500/16s over there. You can see them. Those are old front runners. Ford F1 shock mounts, old chrome shocks that I got from somewhere, who knows where. It's a Model A frame. Just the rails are Model A rails. I boxed them with the Holy boxing plates. It's an original, early old moon tank, 2-gallon moon tank. I built that stainless steel mount for it. You guys, that video's on YouTube. Model A front wishbones. You can see this long drag link that I built out of a piece of tubing or a pipe. It's a pretty heavy wall. Made those motor mounts. That's a 324 Oldsmobile. It's a 1955 324 Oldsmobile. It was a somewhat freshly rebuilt, from what it looked like, motor when I pulled it apart. It has a reground cam. It's got a reground factory cam. I don't know what the grind is, but it's a regrind. The heads are stock lifters, stock rocker arm assembly. The motor is 60 over, and it's got flat top pistons, so it's just a mild street motor it was definitely in a hot rod at one point in time. I picked up these earlier old Offenhauser valve covers from Brad Barrows. I bought this 4-deuce intake off of a guy in Ohio. It was complete. I completely redid it, went through it. Got nice ball bearing linkage. It moves nice. Ooh, big old dragonfly. I got these machine turned or engine turned covers from Rick at Noble Speed. So if you haven't checked out his website, noblespeedequipment.com or noblespeed.com, definitely check him out. He's got tons of cool stuff. I got these spark plug wire looms from him. I ended up modifying this one. It was a 4-hole. I cut down the outside holes and made it a 2-hole. He's going to start actually selling those on his website now that I did that and showed him how I did it. This is a tack drive mag from Pat Mason down at Mason Racing Ignitions out of Pennsylvania. Had him build me that. I built these velocity stacks. You guys saw that online on YouTube. So again, I got a few other things. Like I got to put like the nuts on these washers here. I got to go get those. I keep forgetting to get those. This is what I came up with for my coolant system. This is actually an upper radiator tube for a flathead Ford. I put it on my lathe and I just cleaned it all up with some sandpaper, wire wheel, and Scotch-Brite and stuff like that. So I thought it would look good. I took an old coil mount and made a mount for it, so it's on there pretty good. And these are just rubber hoses. I get some aluminum 90s, one on either side, to finish off that coolant system. I welded up these stainless 1 5/8 headers. I got these header flanges from headerflange.com. They're stainless. Had the starter rebuilt from a local company here in Massachusetts. Let me see. So this here over here is a Ford FE big block fuel pump. Found it on eBay. And the reason why I use that, actually has the exact same mounting flange as the Oldsmobile and also small block Chevy. But the arm on this fuel pump is really long. You need a real long arm to fit these Oldsmobile engines, because it runs off of a cup on the front of the cam, and that's what drives the fuel pump. So it's got to go pretty far. So what I ended up doing was I ended up cutting and modifying the arm that was originally on this, and I actually added or grafted the Oldsmobile arm onto this. it ended up working out pretty slick. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that fuel pump works. I still don't know at this point, obviously, because I haven't fired the engine off yet. So I got some aluminum fuel line that I had laying around. I found this little bracket. I kind of used whatever I had. This bracket here, this is from Model A, from a Banger. I had to cut this down because the cowl for the car is going to come up here, and I had to cut this way down in order to get oil into it without removing the body. So it's got 497 Strombergs, big logos. Still got to put my pump rods on and whatnot, but just got a cheapo, a dial, fuel pressure regulator. This is an original Elco full hole fuel log. That's my distributor card. So I ended up taking a little shift knob that I found at some point and cut the end of the dipstick, welded on a bolt that was the same thread as that, and I ended up making that. So fuel line, like I said, this is the fuel pressurizing line that goes up to the top of the tank. This goes all the way down the frame rail, and it goes up to this fuel pump here. This is a pressurizer for the tank, and it works. Found that piece on eBay, so I ended up buying that. I got a really good deal on it. It's an old horn, or horn A, however you want to call it. Gas pedal, Ford F1 steering box. I think you guys saw all that. I got my early Ford clutch pedal over there. So we got gas, clutch pedal over here. Obviously all this wires and whatnot are kind of messy right now. This is my tack drive cable coming off the base of my mag. This is my rear brakes right here. They're all plumbed. Everything's fluid in there and everything else. And I got no leaks, so that's a good thing. I ended up switching out the non-posi limited slip center section for a spooled center section that it has 456 gears in it. Ford 3-speed top loader transmission with the Hearst style shifter back there. You can see it. I ended up heating and bending it and got it to do what I needed it to do. So I don't have a whole lot of room. So let me go back on the H panel, just kind of sitting there for now because I wanted to get everything in place so I could get my lines run, my electrical from my mag switch and my starter button. Again, this is the fuel pump. So fuel pressure gauge, oil pressure, and water temp. So this here is my second and third gear shifter. My first and reverse is down here. So it's first gear here, forwards, and then back is second gear. Reverse, and then that's neutral. So I still got to paint that. That was a last minute change. And this is my second and third gear, so the car is going to hopefully run just in second and third gear. Second gear start, and then third gear for the top end of the 8th mile. That's second gear, that's neutral, and that's third gear. And I just barely fit in here. This is the steering wheel. I got the removable coupler from a quick release coupler from Speedway. That goes onto here. I ended up using an old door handle for my brake rod, my brake lever, kind of guard. Wanted something that wasn't going to catch my leg or anything. I ended up throwing a socket into my lathe, and I ended up turning down this socket so I could use it as a spacer. So it ended up working out pretty good. So this is my seat. This was an old Kirky, I think a Kirky racing seat for like a dirt track or circle track car or something. I cut it way down, ended up punching some louvers in it. I whipped up that louver battery cover for the battery. I'll paint that blue when I do the body. This is my on-off switch down here. This is my 5-point seat belt, 5-point harness. Goes all the way down, bolts underneath the seat, under the chassis. And then obviously everything's grade 8. It goes right through the frame there. So it's kind of neat. It's like real super old-timey, you know. Like I had said earlier in the video, there's still some things I need to do. I got to go through everything, torque a bunch of the stuff down that's on the chassis, cotter pin everything. Everything's grade 8. Everything has Loctite. These tires are being removed I'm getting rid of the wrinkle walls, and I'm going to put on a set of Towel Cities. I ordered those back in April, and those came in probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago. What else do I need to do? I'm short 2 spark plug wires, and I need to prime the oil pump and set the timing. And once that's done, fill the motor up with water, do a pressure check. I've got the pressure tool thing to check the pressure on the coolant system, which it really isn't much. But once that's done, and hopefully it'll hold pressure, I gotta put fuel in the tank and get this thing fired off. So I'll show you my tires, and then we'll look at the body. I don't miss body working. So these tires they're older tires, but there's nothing wrong with them. They're in really good shape. They're 516s. They're Beck front runners. They were on an old Indian motorcycle I bought from a guy locally. He's a sign painter. He's an extremely talented guy. His name's Marcel. If you're a New England guy, you've probably either met him, seen him, or bought some stuff from him. Those tires came from Marcel. And these are the tires that are going to be on the back of the car. So I got some vintage style pie crust tires. I would have loved to have had them done white wall, but they're not vulcanizing the tires anymore and doing white walls. So they're just black wall tires from here on out. So these are 15 inch. They're 28.5 inches tall. This is the tallest I could get to be 8 inches wide. If I could have got one a little bit taller, I would have, but I think I'm going to be in a good spot with these. I didn't get any cheater lines put in them or nothing. I think they were kind of talking me into it, but I didn't want that because they're never going to go on the street. So they're just going to be a drag racing only on that dragster. So all of that work has been completed. Like I said, I'm waiting for spark plug wires and just to kind of go through everything, tighten up some things, put some jam nuts in, drill out some of the bolts and the nuts at the ends and do cotter pins and just, all safety stuff, just to make sure I'm good to go. I'm waiting on a new set of wheels. Those wheels and tires are going to stay complete. I'm waiting on a new set of rear wheels because one of those wheels has a really bad wobble to it. Like so bad that people thought my rim was falling off at Oxford this year. And I kept telling everybody it's not. I think one of the wheels is just bad. So I don't want to have any issues with this dragster. Everything being hard mounted. It's going to shake and vibrate enough as it is. I don't need a wobbly tire to add to it. So I ordered a set of 15 by 6 with 2-inch back spacing, early Ford style, 40 Ford style wheels, 5 on 5.5. And those are coming in. They're bare steel. So as soon as I get them, I'm going to bring them to powder coating. Once those are done, I'll bring the 2 front wheels and then the new 2 rear wheels and get tires mounted. So this is what we're working on right now. I'm working on the body. Again, this is a 3031 coupe body. It was cut down in the late 70s by the owner at the time. He had the car since the mid 50s and he wanted a roadster. So he whacked the roof off. I did not get the roof. If I had, I probably would have put it back on, to be completely honest with you. But that being said, I've got what I've got. So this is the 3031 Roadster body, or Coupster if you want to call it that. You can see my headers are going to come through the doors. I added a piece of 3/4 inch pipe all the way around the top edge of this body. You can see around that lip to give the body some integrity. I added some structure, both B pillars, and then I added some structure on the bottom with a body mount. Got that original body mount there, which I'm picking up using, and then another body mount up there, one on each side of the cowl. You can see that one right there. One of the other modifications I'm going to end up having to do is when I make some measurements and figure it out, my carburetor, the front passenger side carburetor, if you want to call it that, is right here. So this is right here, and it's pretty much like right there. I was hoping that I could make this where the original gas tank fill was, but it didn't work out. I'm gonna end up having to cut a hole like somewhere around here, which at the end of the day isn't a big deal. I've already cut a bunch of holes in the car anyways. You can see here I relieved the back of the car for the seat, and then the rear main tube for the roll bar. I cut this out for my tack and my tack drive cable. My tack's gonna mount over here and cover all that up, so that won't be an eyesore. These were shoebox deck lid hinges that were put on here back in the day. I'm leaving those. They just tell the story, so I'm gonna leave them. And my little dash panel with my fuel pump, my mag switch and everything, the gauges just tucks in right there. So it's kind of hidden and out of the way. Like, he had a deck lid popper on the car at one point in time, must have had a cable. I was just gonna leave all that stuff because it's kind of part of the car's history, and maybe they would have left it back then too if they turned their hot rod into a race car. Most of the body work is done on the passenger side. I just tonight did a couple of rounds of filler. You see one fresh round of filler right there. I haven't sanded that yet. I'll do that tomorrow night after work. And not going super crazy. I'm trying to make it nice, but I'm not making it perfect, because at the end of the day, it's just a race car. You can see this hole here that I cut through for the pitman arm. I mean the drag link rather. So, but you guys, I know I already saw that because I remember you guys saw it when it was put down on all four wheels and rolling. I gotta do a little bit more welding on a couple of the mounts, but that's kind of where I'm at right now. So I'm really hoping within the next week, maybe this coming weekend, I'll be able to get this thing fired up, and then hopefully there won't be any major issues, and I'll be able to the motor doesn't need to be broken in. It's not a fresh rebuild motor. Or a fresh build. It's an old motor that I took apart. I cleaned it. It sucked. That was probably the worst part of the entire build, to be completely honest with you, cleaning that damn motor and transmission and rear axle. So I basically just re-gasketed everything. All new seals, all new gaskets, cleaned everything. It did have one stuck valve. I got that valve unstuck. Some snapped off bolts. I got everything fixed and done and built, and we're good to go. So hopefully there won't be any major issues once I fire it off, like I said. And then once that's the case, I'll be able to kind of just take it out in the driveway for now and just make sure the clutch works, make sure the brake works, make sure, like second gear or first and reverse, make sure everything works and I have no major mechanical issues that I see. If that happens and then everything works out, one of my buddies has a long driveway, and I reached out to him and he said, yeah, no problem. You can use my driveway. So I'm going to go down there and just kind of get a feel for being in the car, sitting back and letting the clutch out, and actually doing like just a second gear, like all in second gear, just to see what it'll do. That'll be it, as long as I don't have any issues. Once that's done and I can do some type of a shakedown run, the body will be painted by then. Well, maybe not by this weekend, but I'm hoping to at least have the body and primer by the end of the week. It's Tuesday, 9 o'clock at night. I've got a couple rounds of filler to do on the driver's side on that quarter, and some light filler around that top edge where I did that pipe, and then probably gonna hit it with a high build primer, and then just knock that high build down, and then hit it with epoxy and just paint it. So it's gonna go that blue. That blue is a little lighter originally than what the body of the car is right now originally. You can kind of see it's a little bit different of a color. What I ended up doing was I went to Napa, which is, I always go see my buddy John. And I said, yeah, just give me the chart. And he whipped out the fan deck. And I said, yeah, just that one. And he said, whoa. He said, wait a minute. Let's look at them all first. And I was like, just do that one. And we looked at them all and I said, yeah, just do that one. And this is what it was. And I ended up painting it, and it's really close to my buddy Joe's 32 Roadster that he built, which is an absolutely incredible car. If you've ever seen it, you know the one I'm talking about. It's just amazing. So it's very similar to that color. So it's going to be really cool. in Romulus. We have a race coming up in Romulus, New York, and that's not why I'm building this car, but that was the race that kind of kicked my ass into gear to build something cool for that event, because that is the ideal event to display or to get this car out onto the dragster, because it's an old airstrip up in western New York, or northwestern, I don't know what you call it, south of Buffalo. So that's my plan, is that race, that event is September 12th through the 14th, and it's about 6 weeks away. So my plan is to get this thing shaken down, get the body painted, put on the car. I got to pull the headers off, pull the steering on, the drag link off, the headers off, and then the body sits down on the chassis, and then you know, bolt the headers back on, and I should be good to go. So, and it will have a hood and a 32 truck shell that the car originally came with, and that's what it built. That's what the car had since the 50s. All these parts have stayed together. I mean, I have the seats for the car, I have tons of parts for the car. I did sell off the windshield frame. I sold off the deck lid because I knew I wasn't going to use it, and I just reinvested the money back into the build. So that's kind of where I'm at, guys. It has been months. I know, I apologize for those people who have reached out and asked how my mom's doing. My mom's doing good. If you didn't know, she's got memory issues, you know, because of dementia and all that stuff, and it really sucks. But it's a lot. It takes a lot of time. I'm gonna get choked up, but it takes a lot of time. And that's the reason why I don't do videos really anymore, is because, to be honest with you, I mean, it's 9 o'clock now. I got home late today. I was with her all day yesterday. So I didn't get to work on Mondays till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I got to work late, and then there's no chance I'm getting in the garage on Monday. Tuesdays are tough, and then Wednesdays we do tacos, and it's just life. Life happens, and things like this at the end of the day don't mean anything. So they're not important, you know. And unfortunately, the YouTube, me being out in my garage working on these cars is kind of my peace, my serenity, you know. And I don't want to let myself down. It's tough when I don't do the videos and letting other people down, but I think for the most part at this point everybody gets it, you know, because if you haven't been through this in the past, you know someone who has, or you're going through it yourself, and you can relate, and it's a tough spot to be in. And I feel guilty when I'm not doing my priorities, and I come out to the garage and work on my car. I mean, hell, I didn't mow my lawn for 3 weeks because I was with my mom so much, and then trying to take care of the dogs and kids and Allie and do life stuff and work, and it's been a lot. So, and in the little bits of time that I have, the slivers of time, I've been out here just getting as much done as fast as I can. And it's usually late because it's hot during the day and I can't be out here. You know, after work, sometimes I don't get out here till 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night. I work for an hour or two. So that's where I've been. That's why there's not any videos, and I can't say that there will be any more videos anytime soon. I will do something probably at Romulus. And if you can get out there, it's 6469 New York 96A. You have to make sure you put the A in your GPS, because otherwise you'll end up on the opposite side of the 11,000 acre property and you will not find us. You have to make sure you put 6469 New York 96A, Romulus, New York, and that will bring you to the state police. And if you're lost, just punch in state police, Romulus, New York, and it will bring you to their training facility. The training facility is right next to the road that we drive out to the airstrip. It is on the old military air base. So if you make it to the state police training facility, drive straight, and you'll go up and you'll be at an old airstrip, and there'll be tons of old hot rods making all kinds of noise. And hopefully this will be one of them. So that's September 12th, which is a Friday, the 13th, and the 14th. We'll have food trucks, we'll have porta potties, there'll be some vendors there. Big swap meet again this year. No music because bands don't want to play on a generator, which we get, and that's fine. We've kind of given up on the music thing, to be completely honest with you. Just hot rods, car show, swap meet, drag racing, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Gates open at noon. We will hopefully start racing around 4 o'clock. We don't want to have any mad people if we don't start exactly at 4 o'clock, but that's the plan. We're going to run until about 9 o'clock at night, ish, I think. As long as it's sunny out, or, the sunset was the best part about it. And then Saturday, we'll probably start racing at like 10, maybe 9, 10, 11, whenever people want to start racing. When the first people roll up to the line and say, hey, we're going to go, that's when we start. Really laid back event, super fun, no trophies, no classes, no timing equipment, no bullshit. That's what the event's all about. It's just about going up, hanging out with people that are into these old cars and want to drag race them, beat the crap out of this stuff, hopefully not break them, so they can either come back next year or drive home. So that's it. So top secret drags, you could go to northeastvintagedrags.com. That was a website I threw together real quick in my spare time. And you can click on the Romulus tab and it'll show you about the event. There's last year's video, and you got racer submission, car show submission. I never got to the frequently asked questions because truthfully, all the questions are on Facebook. If you're interested in looking at any of the questions and answers, go to Facebook because every day people ask the same damn questions. So, but that's just the way it is. But in any event, I'm Mike. The channel you're watching is This Old Hot Rod on YouTube, or what was once This Old Hot Rod. Now it's just nothing, a dark hole. But I'm still in the garage a little bit here and there, and I'm working on the Dragster right now. After the Dragster's done, I'm gonna take some time off. I've been selling some stuff because just life. And I'm gonna take some time off. So after the Dragster's done, we get through Romulus. It's going to be break time for Mike, so I just got to focus on life, focus on other things. I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing me talk, so thank you for everybody who's been patient. Thank you for the people who have reached out and asked how I'm doing, how my mom's doing, how Allie's doing. Allie's doing great. Dylan's doing great. He got accepted into a technical vocational school, which is amazing. Hopefully he'll get into like a welding fabricating class because he does really like that, so fingers crossed, that'll be cool. Yeah, so everybody's good, and so it's just the way it is. Life's good, so, and I'm busy with work, and that's a good thing too. So thank you, everybody. Appreciate it for your support, and thanks again for subscribing to the channel and following along. Maybe there'll be some more videos coming up. I just got to kind of clear my head and slow my brain down a little bit. Maybe we'll do one when I'm finishing up the body, painting the body. I don't know, so we'll see. And then there'll be the unveiling there'll definitely be a video of me driving, testing the car. So for sure there'll be a video put up of that. I'll make sure I post that up. So that'll be freaking too cool to not post up. So thanks everybody for watching. I appreciate it. And till we see you again, take care. I'm Mike. See you. Bye.